everybody, it's Alex here with the WCICO, and I'm here with Katrina Schell.
Hello.
Thank you. Welcome to our beautiful city, two Canadians in the mega city here in Chongqing, China. Now, first impressions of our lovely city.
Well, it's definitely a mega city. I've never experienced anything like this in my entire life. My mind is completely blown.
Now, when you arrived, how did you get here? By train or by plane? Or
By plane.
by plane, okay. Coming into the city opens up in front of you. Thoughts?
Oh, wow. Like, my thoughts were a million different thoughts because there was so much going on that I kind of just had to process it all. But one thought that I had was, it's actually amazing how easy it is to get from the airport to town, and very, very good cost. It is not expensive at all in comparison to what I would pay in Canada to get home from the airport.
So you can come to China basically on a whim.
Yeah, I couldn't believe it. I'm very happy about this.
Let's talk about that. So, was it the 240-hour visa which you arrived on?
Yep.
Which is open to many nations, of course, Canada as well. And that allows you to come in here, and you don't actually have to come into Chongqing. You can actually come from multiple cities now and move around the country. So that makes it very flexible. Did that actually impact the decision for you to come to China more often? The ease of no visas?
Absolutely. Because previously when I thought about visiting China, there was quite a process just to get a visitor's visa to come into the country. Now that you can come on a whim and you get it 10 days, it just opens up a whole new avenue of travel within the country.
So, I've been here for, going on 5 years here as a Canadian here. What's one thing that you thought Chongqing would be that wasn't? Maybe someone had said something negative about this to me that before you came here.
I actually didn't hear anything negative about Chongqing.
That's good to hear.
And to be honest, I didn't know a lot about Chongqing before I came. The only thing I knew was that there's a train that goes through a building.
Right.
That is the one thing I heard.
Yeah, we're seeing a lot of influencers come to this city. I was one of the first influencers to put this city on international media, and it's really, inspiring to see other content creators come here to do that. But what captures your imagination when you come to the city? What kind of stuff what did you film here?
Well, I filmed, I didn't know it was a cyberpunk city, and it is so advanced, I feel like I'm living in the future. At nighttime when the lights come on, it's very magical. You have to film that, I feel. At least I had to film that because I've never seen anything like it. The bridges. There's so many bridges here, and even at night, the bridges
are in the municipality of Chongqing.
I was looking, and there's over 20,000 and then 105 mega bridges.
That's right.
Did my research.
Right. And they're very iconic, just like the one behind us here.
Yeah.
They're dual truss bridges, span style of bridges, cable stray bridges, all different types of bridges. Now, this city is huge, right? Look at how big it is. It's 30-some million plus. What's one thing that should be, if we're going by Western standards, what should be in this city if it's so dense and big?
Oh my goodness. That's a tough question because I feel like China's covered so many bases.
Well, let's say, look at how beautiful the sky is.
Yep.
Where's the smog?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, that's very true.
But we're from cities in Canada that have 1 or 2 million, and we have a pollution.
Yeah.
We can actually visibly see it here. Now, I'm wondering, with your bright travel eyes here, did you notice anything on the license plates here?
Oh, no, nothing like that stood out that I should have noticed probably.
Next time we go out onto the streets of Chongqing, maybe tonight, have a look at the cars, because you will see some with traditional blue plates, and then you'll see them with green plates.
Yes.
And those green plates are new energy vehicles, okay? And they are powering, this city here is huge, and it's nicknamed, of course, City of Bridges. It's also nicknamed the Motor City of China because we have such huge automotive industries here as well, especially in the new energy vehicle market. But have you, in Canada, do you get experience for new energy vehicles much? Or?
Oof, not a lot. There's only maybe a few people have a Tesla,
okay.
But there's definitely not that many options.
Now, have you been in a new energy vehicle?
I have. I've been in a Tesla in Canada.
Okay.
And then now the taxis here, a lot of them are. actually. Yeah, new energy vehicles.
So tell us your experience. What do they feel like? Do they feel, what's your experience?
They feel, I mean, super smooth, very high tech. Because even in the taxi, they had a movie playing. And I was shocked. I'm like, oh, I could watch a movie while I'm going to my destination. So that was really nice. And maybe that's why it's also more cost effective to take transportation here.
Right, of course. And, we see other cities in China like Shenzhen. Whereabouts have you traveled in China besides Chongqing?
I've been to, I'm sorry if I pronounced this wrong, Zhangjiajie.
Okay, yep.
I've been to Changsha, and Fuzhou, Ya'an, Dazhu, and now Chongqing.
Okay, well that's interesting. What brought you to this city?
This city in particular,
Where'd you hear about it?
I heard it from you guys.
Thank you. The ambassadors of Chongqing, that's great. And look at this, it's a lovely day out here. Weather is getting very nice. I don't even need this on, but it's such a beautiful day. And what do you notice about, maybe Chinese culture here?
Well, I love that everyone is so active. Like, it doesn't matter what age group, from elderly to young, everyone's outside being active, moving their bodies. And I think for mental health, physical health, that is incredible because you don't see that around the world in a lot of places.
Do you feel safe?
Very safe. I've never felt this safe in my life,
Really?
traveling in any country. I feel like I could go by myself and carry everything I own on me in China, and no one's gonna rob me, no one's going to attack me. I feel zero fear when I'm here.
We'll get onto the safety issue here in a moment, but what do you think makes you feel safe? Do you feel there's a massive police presence here, or what is it?
I mean, they definitely are very on top of their game when it comes to security.
Okay.
Because you will see security officers, police officers around, not huge, overabundant, but they're everywhere. And I just feel like the general people, like the way the culture works here, the people are much more like, I don't know the word I'm looking for. Community oriented, yes.
That wants to take care of each other.
Thank you, yes.
And for a brighter future. Now, let's stop here for a sec. I want you to think 32 million people. Have you heard a siren since you've been here?
No, not once.
Isn't that amazing?
That is.
And listen, do you hear much traffic?
No.
Right, and we're in a mega city here in China. You mentioned safety, and the Chinese people that will watch this will definitely agree with you on that. But you've probably had some experience traveling where you've been to some nations that maybe safety is a bit of an issue. Do you want to share that with us?
So I've traveled to about 50 countries, and in Central and South America, you really have to watch your things. Always keep it in front, keep it on you. You can't leave things unattended. In Africa, it's very much the same. And I did get robbed in Africa a couple times, unexpectedly, but it happened. And it was scary, of course. And just makes you be a lot more cautious and mindful when you're traveling in these places. And then it was the complete opposite coming to China.
Wow. How about, we'll get into this just for a second here. You're covering a very, very interesting topic here, the cost of living here in China. And I encourage everybody to watch the segment of Let's Meet program if you want a more in-depth on what Bertrina was up to during that part, and as well her channel that will cover the cost of living, an extraordinary comparison between our nations together, Canada and China. It's almost unfathomable that if you go back 10, 15 years ago, people would say, what, you're crazy, you're moving to China? To end off this part, and remember, in our video that we recorded together about the cost of living, that there behind us is the beautiful skyline, the central business district of Chongqing. So we'll compare that to Manhattan or to downtown New York, okay? This to me is the view that most people work towards in life. We call it we've heard that saying, the $1 million view, right?
Yeah.
And this is a mega city comparable to the size of New York. And of course, I mean, that is the view from, we'll say, Manhattan. So, is this possible? Because I know in Canada, that's probably an outrageous price to pay to look at something like that. Is it possible in China? What are your thoughts compared now that you're here? You've gone into details about the cost of living, the cost of transportation, the rent, give me your thoughts on China compared to Canada.
I would say this is much more attainable in China. Absolutely. If you want this in Canada, you're going to be giving your life away for it, running on the hamster wheel forever just to maintain it. And then maybe even not be able to afford to buy much food, but you'll have the nice view. However, here in China, you're not going to have to, you still have to work hard, of course, with anything, but it's not going to be giving your whole life away just to have something like this. You can attain this with a lot less in China, and the lifestyle in China is a lot higher for,
That's interesting to hear. So, you know, this is like a typical park in, let's say, Canada. Very civilized here. You can probably have a beer here without getting a fine. But, I mean, is this possible? I know in Canada it's very difficult to have a well-maintained park. When you said a lot of Chinese are active, what are your thoughts on that?
I would say there's a lot less parks in Canada. There's some nice ones in the cities for sure. But definitely here, there is an abundance of parks. Everywhere you look, there's another open space where you can enjoy the outdoors and get exercise. Even if you want to go out for a meal, it's not going to cost that much. You can go enjoy yourself and have a very nice evening. The lifestyle, it's just uncomparable in China.
Everybody from the WCICO, the Western China International Communication Organization, my name is Alex, and we're here with Patrina Shell. We are ending this video, and I want to once again tell you to definitely subscribe to her channel. All the details will be in the description below. I want you to thanks for watching, guys, and thanks again for joining us.
Thank you for having me.